The Power Hour is live. KFAN.com/watch is where you can find it. Check it out thanks to Quantum Fiber, your world unleashed.
Yeah, get more fiber. Good job, Zecco. 2 Ohio women face charges for allegedly driving the dead body of their male roommate to the bank, propping him up, and withdrawing money from his account.
Okay, see,
yeah, that's right.
Again, I'm all for progress, but this is just so lazy to cast it just let's make the 2 guys from Weekend at Bernie's girls.
Yeah, right.
And instead of bringing them to a beach house, let's just bring them to a bank.
Yep.
Write your own script.
Right.
Fake progress.
Laureen Ferrallo and Karen Kasbaum of Ashtabula, Ohio, were charged last week.
Rock the Casbah.
That's what I was laughing at. Yeah. Maureen, don't like it. That's even better.
Yeah, that was good.
God, I can't believe her name's Laureen.
I know. Gross abuse of a corpse was the charge. 2 women allegedly found the deceased man, 80 years old, dead in his home. They said, you know what? That sucks. But with the help of a third person, the woman allegedly put Lehman in his car and drove to the bank where they withdrew an undisclosed amount of money from his account.
How about all of it?
Yeah.
Right? Wouldn't you want him to, I don't know, empty the bank account?
Yeah, you're not taking out $20.
No, and you're not taking him to the bank 15 times. This is a one-time withdrawal, right? This trick's going to only work once. You got to take all of it out.
And Hawk, what did you say again? What was the terminology?
Gross abuse of a corpse.
Think about that. They have levels.
Yeah.
Of things that you do
just
with the
not
corpse.
Misuse of a corpse.
Right.
Gross.
Gross. This is at a higher level.
That's like a level 4.
Yeah. Yeah, they propped him in the passenger seat because before he had, gone with them to the bank to take money out. So they wanted to be sure the teller could see him in the drive-thru, and they could see him. He was sitting there.
Looking bored, though, just kind of staring off into the distance.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably a mouth breather, too.
Yeah, looking sick.
Yeah.
My mic's... Oh, it's on. I thought it was off. I'm turning it off now when I'm not talking.
Well, I got you. Don't you worry about it.
Gosh,
this is where it helps to have tinted windows, though, right? Yeah. When you're like, all right, you're just going to have him sign this and sign that. Yep, sure. Roll up the tinted window. Sign it yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, he wants it all out.
Yep.
Every dime of it.
He'd like some chiclets, too, if you got them.
Oh, yeah. Or those, the suckers are the best part.
Yeah. Dummies.
Oh.
That's what they're called, right?
Dum-dums.
I thought you just pointed Zach and Paul.
Oh, come on.
No, I wouldn't say that about Zach.
Oh.
It's always bad when you go to a liquor store and they know what flavor your kids like.
Oh, Muss.
What?
Muss, I'm going to shock you, but the rest of us can't relate to that story.
I don't have to.
I was talking about my brother.
No, you can't talk about him. You've alienated your whole family.
You can't go to the liquor store. He's masturbating. Anyway. Okay, we'll go back right into the sports.
It's time for Fan 5, brought to you by Builders and Remodelers.
Oh, Finchy. He's upset, Cory.
Well, he probably should be. The Wolves lost to the Lakers 120-109.
Yep, here's old Finchy himself.
Ball movement, kind of dried up a little bit. But, really, it was like the offensive rebounds at the other end of the floor that hurt us more than the fourth. We got off to a slow start offensively, both the third and the fourth quarter. But I felt confident we would be able to come back. But so many second shots, and it's difficult at that point.
Well, they did come back. They were getting their ass kicked in the third quarter, and then they went on a 20-3 run to take the lead back.
Oh.
And then they blew it in the fourth.
Way to go.
Anthony Davis, 27 points, 25 rebounds.
Yeah, that's what you get when you don't have Rudy.
Rudy? Yep. I thought LeBron was on that team.
He is.
I didn't even see him in the stat line.
Yeah.
Huh.
Davis was kind of the star. Mm-hmm. That team has about 94 former Timberwolves as well. Yeah. D'Angelo Russell, Taurean Prince,
Latrell Sprewell,
Jared Vanderbilt,
Christopher Brinkley,
Mahershala Ali.
Really?
Steven Dorff.
Quantum Mechanic. Elon Musk.
Really?
Yep.
Washburn McCreevy.
Yep. Joe Rowe.
Joe Rowe?
Yeah.
Mike Rowe?
His brother.
Oh, brilliant.
Peter Dinklage. He's on there, too, I think.
Yeah, small forward.
Yeah.
Very small.
That's offensive.
Yeah, that's offensive.
Oh, man. Anyway, there you go.
Yeah. Also over the weekend, Rudy Gobert was fined $100,000 for making the money gesture, and he aimed it at Scott Foster, the official in Cleveland on Friday against the Cavs. The game went to overtime. The Wolves lost in overtime. But after the game, Rudy didn't hold back. He said, quote, "I'll take the fine, but I think it's hurting our game. I know the betting and all that is becoming bigger and bigger, but it shouldn't feel that way." So not only did he, quote, joke about Scott Foster being on the take, then he just doubled down afterwards and said, "Feels like gambling to me," basically. I don't know. I mean, again, I hate to side with the NBA here, but you got to have more concrete evidence than just, man, these calls suck tonight.
Yeah.
Because somebody emailed and said there was other incidents with this dude.
Maybe
that he's.
But again, it's got to be really concrete. Otherwise, you're throwing a guy's livelihood under the bus.
Mm-hmm.
He might be a terrible official. That doesn't mean he's on the take. Super different.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah, I think when you have some strong allegation like this, like you're compromising the integrity of the game, like you personally are compromising it, and you're doing something illegal that could get you fired and possibly thrown in jail, then you better have some pretty good evidence.
Right, because if Rudy Gobert just you get fined for criticizing officials anyway, but if Rudy Gobert after the game was like, "Scott Foster's a terrible ref, guy misses every call, he's got something against us, I don't know why he." Right, you're going to get fined, but you're not saying that the game is rigged. You're just saying he's a bad official.
Correct.
Also finable, but still. But when you're to your point, Ben, if he's truly rigging games, that is prison time, right?
Yeah.
You're going to jail. So you better, if you're Rudy Gobert, better have better concrete evidence, and that's why the NBA and Joe Dumars had to throw down a giant fine. It's $100,000, which is nothing for Rudy, but still.
If what's his name, Scott Foster's Foster
official.
If he wanted to lawyer up, I mean,
interesting.
He could go after Gobert and say, "Look, you're what is it? Slander? What's that? What's the right term? Legal term?"
Paul, your dad's a lawyer.
Yeah,
slander.
Libel is written, slander is said, right?
Paul.
Yeah, what Hawk said.
100%.
I'm not even sure 100% I said.
Do you stand by that?
Yeah, I do.
You breathing heavy again?
Yeah, and now I notice it. So I feel bad because I'm fat again, and it's over for me.
It's my job. That's what I do.
I hope I get put down.
Whoa.
Oh. Wow.
That's a bit much for being a bit wheezy. That's
what?
It's because I'm fat.
Don't rain on his dreams.
Yeah. Was it Wheezy from the Jeffersons?
Yeah.
And Little Wayne.
Hawk wouldn't have to turn his mic off anymore.
That's true.
Good.
Our lives would get a lot easier, though, if you did that.
Without me?
Yeah.
Why? That's
actually now that you're pushing the microphone away, now I can hear the microphone getting pushed away.
Why don't you get hit by a car?
He's got a great question there.
Hawk, what would you do?
If what?
If Cory gets hit by a car.
Yeah, right. Mm-hmm.
Sauce offs himself.
Right.
Because of his heavy breathing.
Sure. What would I do?
What would you do?
I'd take a couple days off, have a party, and come back to the show and do it the right way.
Wait, did I die in this car accident, or was I just kind of mangled?
No, you can't work.
Yeah,
I can't work.
I don't know.
So the car hit me like in the throat.
Right.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, you're like Jimmy Superfly Snuka. Like it
was a trach shot. Yeah,
it was a trachea
straight to the
shot.
trachea. Okay,
Yep, that's right.
But Sauce did pass away.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, he offed himself. So he said he was going to.
We didn't know for weeks.
Got it. All right. So,
but we met his other family. That was the benefit.
See?
Yes.
God, anybody's going to be better than Dav.
What about that?
I mean,
But
why do we eat sauce when we have crackhead Bob? Or a really lame magician.
Brilliant. God, you guys are funny. You guys are good. You know it's at my expense. That's funny.
What was I saying? I was ripping you.
No.
Crackhead Bob. So we would replace you with Meat Sauce Robot. That's an easy budget decision for Rabbit, right? Save the money. We'll give Meat Sauce Robot the endorsements. I'm sure he can tell us about cracked windows and ugly windows, right? He can do that.
Sure.
Pizza.
Or we can just let Zach do it. See, he nailed it.
Yeah, that was really good.
I'll have to get one of those neck talkers for like smoking people.
Stoma.
Yeah, one of those.
Yeah.
Because Or maybe it just like that's if my vocal cords work at all. If they're completely destroyed by the car, maybe I'll have to be a robot as well.
Let's just say you're mute.
Yeah, it's
well, you know what?
So Stephen Hawking.
We could do Cory Cove robot too.
Yeah. Got it.
Yeah, your stoma and meat sauce robot would sound basically the same.
The same.
Yeah, it'd be very close.
The initials are BH.
What? Could you? Was that
your robot needs your clearance?
Yeah, it sounded like you got the meat.
This is the worst stoma ever.
Brilliant. Isn't a stoma just
top
an
10
opening?
What is a stoma?
Is that?
I think it's just it is the opening, but then you have the
you have the recorder thing.
Stoma's on the way to the Dells. You got to stop there and get gas. It's a geographical oddity.
Brilliant. You guys are
2
funny
weeks from
today.
everywhere. Anyway, what were we doing?
I don't know what we were doing at all.
Remember, it was sports and stuff.
Oh, that's right. We talked about the Wolves and the.
Oh yeah,
gambling.
the gambling guy. Yeah.
All right, Ben. Rapid fire.
Oh boy.
I'm going to give you a football note that's happened in the last 72 hours. You just tell me your 10-second response because some of this doesn't really matter. But Sauce mentioned it earlier. The Broncos traded wide receiver Jerry Jeudy to the Browns for a couple of late round picks. Jerry Jeudy, your thoughts?
Great deal for the Browns. Again, it's a Russell Wilson casualty.
Chiefs agreed to a 5-year deal with All-Pro defensive tackle Chris Jones, $95 million guaranteed.
They definitely stuck by what they said during the Super Bowl. You thought maybe during the emotional time of the parade, all that stuff about him, wanting him to come back and be in the foundation of this defense, and he's the number one of the big reasons why they won the Super Bowl, and they stepped up. And they took care of one of their best leaders.
Ben, very rarely do you have one player that makes that big of a difference on a team, and Jones is that guy.
That's what Christian Wilkins is.
That's what the Vikings need.
The Patriots traded quarterback Mac Jones to the Jags for a 6th-round pick.
That one's interesting to me. What are they feeling? Look, I have not been a Trevor Lawrence fan since he's been in the league. So what does that mean for him? I mean, I know that he's got a big deal and all this other stuff, but like you're taking Mac Jones as your backup for a 6th rounder. I don't know. I know that he's a pretty talented guy, but I don't know, man.
Does it say more about Lawrence or does it say more about Jones? I mean, Mac Jones, they're willing to get rid of that quickly for a 6th-round pick?
Yeah, because flip it. Let's say Kirk signed here, right?
Yeah.
And maybe that's a bad example because you don't really want, like, it would be nice that whoever is Kirk's backup is truly a future option, and I don't think Mac Jones is. But if you have Mac Jones with 40-ish starts under his belt as your backup, that's a pretty solid backup. I'd give up a 6th-round pick to a guy like that.
Yeah.
If you had a solidified quarterback, Mac Jones.
Yeah, I mean, how important was backup quarterback last year?
Exactly.
Yeah, sure.
I would have much rather had Mac Jones than Dobbs or Mullins for a 6th-rounder.
That's fair.
Thank you.
It seems like more than I would probably give up for Mac Jones. And for a true backup, I think that you can find backups that have that level of comfort for less than a 6th-rounder. But that's fine.
We can go back a couple of years, though. And I remember saying this at the time when the Vikings were rumored to want Justin Fields and trade up for Justin Fields. I said, when you are looking at quarterback, sometimes it's the quarterbacks you don't take are also attached to your legacy, right? And in that draft, the Vikings were right around where Fields and Mac Jones were going to go. Mm-hmm. So you had to scout those two guys correctly. Is either guy worth moving up for? Is either guy worth drafting in the spot you're at, or move? Ultimately, even though we heard they tried to maybe get up and get Justin Fields, they didn't. Mm-hmm. So they didn't trade for Justin Fields. They didn't draft Mac Jones. So far, they were right to pass on both. Right? That was was that the Darisaw year? I'd much rather have Christian Darisaw than either one of those guys.
Well, even last year, wasn't Will Levis on the board when we drafted Jordan Addison?
Sure.
And it's another one of those all right, well, it was long thought that Kirk going on his last year, they tried to work out a deal. They didn't get it done. Do you go for quarterback? And they didn't take him, and it seems like that was the right thing to do.
Yeah,
at the
but we
time.
only judge the GM and the coach for the mistakes that they make on the picks that they do, not the ones that they pass up on, which they should probably get more credit for.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Headlines next. More of the Power Trip Morning Show with Ben Lieber and Michael J. Musselman III after this on the Fan.
The Power Hour continues at KFAN.com/watch. You can watch it live thanks to Quantum Fiber, your world unleashed.
Thanks there, buddy. That's Sacco, everybody. Lots going on in the world of airlines, including this. An Indonesian airliner is under investigation after 2 of its pilots fell asleep mid-flight for nearly 30 minutes with 159 passengers on board.
Gee.
The incident report from the country's National Transportation Safety Committee found that Bacter Air Flight BTK, blah, 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 diverted from its path during a January 25th flight after its 2 pilots dozed off for 28 minutes.
I don't want to be on flight BTK.
No, I don't either.
me either.
Yeah.
Yikes.
The mid-air nap came during a 2.5-hour flight from the island of Southeast Sulawesi to Jakarta. The 32-year-old pilot in command fell asleep for an hour after notifying his 28-year-old deputy. The pilot awoke and asked his second-in-command if he would like to trade places, but the second-in-command refused. So the pilot went back to sleep. 28 minutes later, he awoke, found that the aircraft was not on the correct flight path, and his second-in-command was asleep as well. The pilot managed to get the plane back on track and landed safely in Jakarta with no harm to the passengers. While they were asleep, air traffic attempted to contact the flight, but there was no response. The pilot was not named. He and his co-pilot have both been suspended.
Dennis Rader.
Oh,
BTK,
wow.
Yeah.
Wichita, Kansas.
Yeah. You should see the flight path. I mean, it was way off course.
It's like they're skywriting.
Yeah.
Have you ever been a passenger in a car, right?
Really?
You're sitting shotgun on a road trip and you fall asleep because you're allowed to. You're sitting shotgun, right? That's part of a road trip. You're allowed to doze off.
Oh, yeah, man. Sleep
But
on.
have you ever fallen asleep in a car and then 2, 3, 4 hours later, you have no idea how long you've been out? That first 5 or 6 seconds, you're like, whoa, where are we? God, how long have I been out?
Yeah.
What state are we in? And it's just total confusion. Imagine waking up as a pilot, looking over, the other guy is asleep, the other guy or gal is asleep. How do you not? My guess is I would say should we be dead right now?
Yeah, right.
How do you shake that off? Do you just quake the whole time, the rest of the flight, going,
gotta be terrible.
why did we just dodge a bullet there?
Yeah, correct.
It's got to be terrifing.
We're telling no one. We're telling no one. We're telling no one.
Do you just
I'm not
wake
waking
up
that
and
one
look
up.
around and be like, that John Denver's full of S?
No kidding. Man,
In other
what a
flight
trip.
news, at least 50 people were injured Monday by what officials described as a strong movement on a Chilean plane traveling from Sydney to Auckland. The airline said in a statement that there was a technical event during the flight which caused a strong movement, but didn't elaborate more than that. Passengers were met by paramedics, more than 10 emergency vehicles when the flight touched down in Auckland. About 50 people were treated at the scene, 13 taken to a hospital, 1 patient believed to be in serious condition. Passengers said a number of people were not wearing seatbelts when the flight just suddenly dropped. The Boeing 787-9 Dreamliner landed in Auckland. Let's see if there's any more story.
You say it was a Chilean flight?
Yeah.
From Sydney to Auckland.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Was Sheryl Crow on that flight too?
She was not.
Oh.
No. She'd rather have been on that flight than the other one that she was
Yeah.
on, though. But apparently people were falling all over the place, and there was blood on the ceiling of the plane.
Whoa.
How about that? Youchie.
So Max photoshopped himself into a picture of a bunch of kangaroos. You see that?
That was him.
Did it not look photoshopped?
It did, I know. It did.
I
100%.
couldn't get over that. I'm like, this just looks like a stock photo, and you
Yeah.
photoshopped yourself in.
I didn't see it yet.
Oh, yeah. I tweeted it, and so did he.
Yeah, wait till you
Saturday.
see it.
Yeah.
It truly doesn't even look like a selfie. It just looks like he cropped himself into a photo. I'm convinced he's not in Australia.
I was watching
We're getting duped.
the UFC fights on Saturday night, and they were really, really good. So I was like, it's probably the middle of the night, but are you watching the fights? And he said, I'm feeding kangaroos, dude. He sent me a picture. I'm like, all right, there you go. He's feeding kangaroos.
Kangaroos, dude.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yep. He's having the time of his life, man. Good for him, huh?
Yeah, good for him.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I see.
Doesn't it look photoshopped?
Yeah, it looks
It
like,
does look, it 100% looks photoshopped.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
weird.
that
Yeah,
absolutely
that's some sort of Zoom.
Photoshopped.
That's like a Zoom background.
Yep.
Researchers are warning Cory beachgoers to not touch a bright blue and silver sea slug as spring breakers head to Texas beaches. The 1-inch creature, also known as Saucy's Wiener,
Oh, no.
Which he also nicknamed as the sea slug.
yep, known as the blue dragon because it's so sad,
Buddy.
sails on the ocean surface and feeds on toxins. The sea slugs may be tiny, but a marine biologist warns that their sting feels like needles scraping across your skin, and the pain lasts up to 3 hours. The sting in the they can sting in the water, even on the land after they die. Blue dragons live in the Indian, Pacific, and Atlantic Oceans, but their habitat is expanding, according to American ocean advocacy groups. Watch out for those sea slugs.
You know, people have come back from spring break with other stings.
Yeah, and things that last a long time, like maybe a lifetime.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Like luggage.
That's right.
Time for headlines brought to you by our friends at Wolf River Electric. Go solar
Get her done.
with Wolf River Electric. That's what they do. They can make it easy for you.
What's up?
A lot of people have been tweeting this story at us, wanting us to do it. So we're going to oblige. I think it's childish. I think this is stupid, but
Do what the people want.
we're going to do what the people want. I don't know why they think we're so childish.
Touch it.
Oh, okay. Easy.
A 42-year-old man in Wisconsin named D's Nuts is facing charges after he got arrested at his home in Green Bay last Tuesday for hitting and shoving his daughter because she hadn't done her chores. He also allegedly pulled a BB gun that looked real,
Oh, my.
but it doesn't sound like the daughter was seriously hurt. D's Nuts had apparently been doing some drinking. Shocking. It was Wisconsin. Cops say he appeared to be highly intoxicated.
What?
When they showed up around 10 o'clock and was out on his porch in pajama bottoms with no shirt.
Shocking.
Tell me he has a vanity plate.
Well, so here's the deal.
I mean, if your actual name, couldn't you actually argue that?
The actual police report says they, quote, walked up to the top of the stairs and took D's Nuts into custody. It goes on to say they put D's Nuts in handcuffs and made sure they were tight enough to not slip off. They arrested him for battery and disorderly conduct. D's Nuts is just his first name, by the way. He was born Derek Lee Kroll, but he legally changed his first name into D's Nuts in 2011.
Come on.
D's Nuts Kroll.
Yep, but God, this guy for 6 years had the wrong name because it took him 6 years to realize he misspelled it. Originally, it only had one E, so it was just Des Nuts.
Oh.
D-E-Z.
Hawk knows him.
6 years. He had that legally misspelled and then finally realized he misspelled it.
What an idiot.
And then in 2017, added the second E, so now it's D's Nuts.
Yeah.
And he's a father?
Oh, he's not a priest. No.
Padre.
Brilliant. Yeah.
Man.
Well, put him down.
Yeah, there should be some sort of intelligence test if you're going to have kids.
Yeah, you're not allowed to change
I
your name
think the
legally to D's
intelligence
Nuts.
test is when you decide to change your name to D's Nuts and misspell it.
Yeah, correct. See, Musk gets it.
Right there, that's where they're going to give it a, no, we're going to take care of those nuts. So you can't have kids.
I just don't know how the person who's in charge of letting you change your name lets you change your name to D's Nuts.
Yeah.
It's Wisconsin.
Yeah, it's Wisconsin. And I'm sure they laughed at it when they were like, this guy thinks it's D's, but it's really does.
Or they didn't get the joke at all, because they were also point two. The Super Mario Brothers movie is getting a sequel in 2026.
Hell yeah. The first one wails.
Why would it not? It made over $1 billion.
And you guys said it was just okay.
It's fine.
No, it's great.
Yeah.
I love it.
Oh, it's great?
I thought it was fine. I mean, they lean heavily into the nostalgia of Nintendo. Mm-hmm. It's for people that are either bringing their kids or that live through it and just like, hey, I remember that. I remember that. Yeah. I remember that. So the plot's like pretty standard. It's pretty whatever.
I liked it.
Vanilla, but it was fun. It was fun. At some point in his career, Richard Simmons recorded a bunch of songs, but never released them. But now he's going to start posting them on YouTube, and the first one is already out. And according to this story, it does not disappoint, whatever that means.
Do we have it in the system, Hawk?
What is it again?
Richard Simmons released a bunch of, or is
Like the
releasing
fitness guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's releasing a bunch of songs. He recorded them a long time ago, I guess. And
kidding.
now he's going for it.
Something to the
A lot
oldies.
of times KDWB loads things like that in the system. Let me see.
Yeah, see if they have it.
All right.
He's still with us, huh?
What's right here?
Oh, yeah.
You have it?
Yeah.
All right, let's hear it.
This is a Richard Simmons new single.
Not bad.
Not bad so far.
Yeah.
Yeah. Got some pipes.
Yeah. That's a live performance.
Yes. Your hands up.
All your hands up.
Yoko Ono, Woodhawk.
Of course.
What's she looking for, dude?
She's famous.
There's no way he would.
100% he would.
Would
Looking for a
you?
guy? She needs some wiener.
Your mic's on.
I'm not Mike's on.
Madonna went full Jared Leto by
Oh, dude. Have you
asking. Oh, yeah, I have. I've seen the video and heard it. So, Ben, you know the story. You've probably heard the story in the past. I was at a 30 Seconds to Mars show back in the day at First Avenue, and Sonia from First Ave, who was awesome,
She's the best.
helped my wife and I get into the little owner's box suite, which is
sure.
balcony
little
level,
owners.
front row. It's the best
Just
seat
over
in
the
First
bar
Ave.
there, yeah.
Yeah. You're
It's
dead
incredible.
center.
Yeah.
You're dead center, and there's only room for 10
did,
people.
Willie.
It was me, my wife, and then it was about 3 other people. One guy was in a wheelchair, one guy was blind, and then one of them had a helper. Maybe both of them did, if I don't remember. Either way, so Jared Leto in 30 Seconds to Mars, Jared Leto stops the show to criticize the 5 or 6 of us for not, quote, losing our minds. Like, who are these, basically elitist pricks that don't think they have to
Please
lose
tell
their
me
minds?
He did not.
So,
No, he did not.
and of course, I wasn't quick enough to go like, he's in a wheelchair, you idiot. He's blind. The other guy's blind. Like, but that's the point, right? But the point is, how about I can read a book if I want? I bought a ticket. I'm not required to lose my mind.
Right.
So whatever. So then he started the song, and we left like 4 songs later.
So he's
Well,
mad that they didn't stand up. is
Yeah,
what
pretty
you're
much.
saying.
And of course, I don't know if he ever learned that the one guy was in the wheelchair and the other guy was blind. Anyway, Madonna did that last night as well. Or was it last night or maybe a couple nights ago? It doesn't matter. The point is that's the whole point. You can't, if you're an artist, just do your thing and perform the show and let everybody else react how they want. Because she basically said, what are you doing sitting down over there?
What are you doing sitting down over there? What are you doing sitting down? Oh, okay. Politically incorrect. Sorry about that. I'm glad you're here.
Yep, the fan was in a wheelchair.
There's no recovery. Just play the next song.
But
as
that's
quickly as
why you
possible.
don't ask.
Yeah.
It's nothing to do with political correctness.
Yikes.
Yeah, well, she just tried to recover any way that she could.
Paul, your hands up.
Madonna currently, Woodhawk.
What, you looking for a dude?
According to the CDC, food workers only wash their hand about 33% of
Come on.
Special sauce, baby.
Sick. Check this out, though. This is new. There's a new product called the hand scanner.
Yeah, that's right, baby.
It's not what you think.
It's called a blue light.
Kind of. It's being described as the hand washing lie detector. So it looks like a mounted hand dryer, and the worker then places their hands underneath it after washing their hands. Palms up,
No, Hawk.
and then
easy.
palms down.
Yeah.
Within about 2 seconds. And this hand scanner can identify any residual contaminant using, quote, light fluorescence spectroscope. Who
Yeah, that's
knows?
right.
Who knows? Whatever.
That's right. Spectroscope.
Nailed it. So anyway, it basically scans this and basically
One of my favorite
decides
cosmonauts.
whether or not the coworker actually washed their hands or is just lying about it and getting right back to work. I freaking love that.
Yeah, man. Bring it on.
But how many
sweet.
times have you been, and we've all been, well, maybe me more than you guys, in just kind of a dive bar, and you're like, it has the sign that all employees must wash their hands.
Of course.
And you look at it, you're like, there's no way all employees are washing their hands.
No.
You know what
That's why you get fried food.
I think is actually one of the more gross things is when you go to a bar, you go actually to the bartender, and let's say you're going to get fancy me. Let's say I'm going to get a martini. Okay. I want some olives in there, whatever it is. And they just reach their grubby hands into the olive like little container where the cherries are and the limes and lemons, whatever, and they just fish around for some olives. Would you use some GD utensils, please?
Yeah.
But I feel like bartenders never wash their hands, and they don't wear gloves.
Yeah, you're putting it in alcohol. That's how you fix cups.
You're constantly grabbing lemons,
You can't say anything bad to us about bartenders.
Yeah, and the other thing,
well, you're just getting a pull off the old tap. That's easy.
Yeah.
Hey, Ben.
Yeah.
I'd rather have you the whole time, but don't you have to be at a meeting?
I
right
got to
now?
go.
Okay.
It's
8:39.
8:39.
Yeah,
I gotta-
cool.
yeah.
Okay,
All
cool.
right, there goes.
All right, bye, Ben.
All right, bye. Love you guys.
Watch your
Ben,
hands.
don't be sad. Ben, don't be sad.
Yeah. Bye, Kirk Cousins. See ya.
Oh, Ben, don't be sad.
Diana Rossini
say
just
that.
tweeted, the entire league is waiting for the Kirk Cousins decision as it truly shapes so much of this free agency. Teams, not even in the quarterback market, want and need to know.
What?
I don't know. I just like talking without breathing heavily.
Nice if you
Too
tried
bad you
that.
haven't done it in 10 years.
Bye, Ben. See you, Ben.
There goes
A
Ben.
housekeeper at a hotel in Atlanta discovered $250,000 worth of cocaine inside of a closet.
Party time.
Oh, hell yeah.
And Kirk wants to move there,
Right.
the coke capital of the United States of America. Good luck, Kirk.
That might be.
It's a great point. I got another story here. Atlanta, worst schools in America, nay, the world, especially for Christians.
Wow.
I don't know why it says that here. This is terrible. Terrible news
He's not
article.
wrong.
It's a terrible news article.
By the way, did you see that the last 6 remaining Kohl's have shut down in Georgia?
I heard that.
They closed.
Where are you going to get
Yep,
shirts?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, I'm not getting shirts anyway. It was just a news story.
Yeah.
Has nothing to do with what we're talking about.
Poor guy.
Sauce, you do one.
Do one what?
Like, we're riffing about
was a bit.
why Kirk wouldn't go to Atlanta. That was riffing. That was
And
just
we were
like
bit-
improv.
We
That
were,
was a
we
bit.
were in bit mode.
Well, you guys
That was
were
super
doing
funny.
that. I looked up, according to this
we don't
website-
care about that. We want you
No.
to do a bit.
Oh, I have a bit.
Go for it.
I looked up where the top 100 worst schools are. 4 of the 5 are in the same state. What state would they be in?
4 of the top 5.
Yeah.
Georgia.
No.
Probably Wisconsin.
Kentucky.
Oh, yeah. Well,
So
He's
what?
not going there.
What does that have to do with Kirk moving to Atlanta?
I'm just there. I don't seem to see one.
Did you think what I said about Atlanta was true? That
I
they
think
don't
he
like
did because
Christians?
he actually looked it up.
I was just, I don't know.
No, it's okay. I'm asking you a question.
Wait, are the Kohl's literally all closed in Georgia?
Brilliant. All the Baldwins are dead? You
Today's
guys are
National
targeting that.
Napping Day.
Oh, hell
man.
yeah.
Let's celebrate.
Happy napping day, Parrish.
He's not here.
I know.
He's napping.
Maybe he's listening. You guys hate me.
No,
I'm
I love you,
sorry.
buddy. I thought you thought he was here.
I know he's not here.
Okay.
You never know what you're doing.
Okay.
A woman in Nebraska figured out a glitch at a gas station which would give her free gas if she swiped a rewards card twice.
What?
She was arrested and accused of stealing more than $27,000 in gas over the last 6 months.
Oh,
How is that her
My
fault?
God, how'd she do that?
I mean, is that
a lot
just
of gas.
essentially bringing everybody you know to get gas whenever you want it?
Yeah. Swipe twice.
Yeah, that's right. And listen, she was just following the rules.
Okay. What?
Can I do one?
Go for it.
All right, sweet. The Pentagon says there's evidence that the U.S. covered up the existence of UFOs. The Department of Defense released a 63-page report on unidentified anomalous phenomena on Friday. It said investigative efforts determined that most sightings were the result of misidentification of ordinary objects and phenomena. The report also said there is no empirical evidence for claims that the government and private companies are reverse engineering extraterrestrial technology. So there you go. Basically, they're saying, yeah, we saw a bunch of stuff, but it was all man-made. Y'all need to chill.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yep.
Corey, your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Interesting.
Math. This will depress everybody, but this is how fast time goes. Today is technically, I guess, the 4-year anniversary of the World Health Organization officially declaring COVID-19 a pandemic.
Yeah.
No kidding.
March 11th of 2020.
So, Hogs, when you put stuff in the computer and then we use some of it before the show,
Yeah.
on today's date, it was like basketball in front of no fans. And it was like all these COVID-related things from 3/11/20. It was, it was odd.
Wow, man. Imagine that, huh? Seems longer ago than that to me.
It's, yeah.
Well, did 3/11 day get canceled?
I think they finished it before it got shut down. But because I remember not for 3/11 day, but my brother was in Vegas when it was shutting down. He has videos walking through empty casinos.
You showed us
because
those.
they were still, wrapping it up. They basically everybody's got to go, and the casino seeing a casino floor empty is kind of haunting.
Yes,
just ghost town casinos.
I was there like a week and a half before all of this happened. And there were a lot of people in masks, and I'm like, what's happening? Why is this so weird? And then it got, obviously, a week and a half later, everything shut down. That story's stupid.
People had masks on?
Yes. Yeah. Because it was like percolating that it was happening elsewhere, and people were preparing.
Yeah. There you go.
It was the first time that this company has ever said I was essential. I became one of those. I still have it in my wallet.
Well, they haven't said it since.
It expires in November.
We were at your spot like 2 days before all this happened. We were at TI, remember? Like right before this all went down.
Yeah, because you went during the high school hockey tournament.
Yeah.
And that was like the final event.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
I went back a couple days after the tourney to pick up all the equipment, and they were preparing for a Wild game that never happened.
Well, didn't we make the Wild 5 more year bit video?
Yep.
The on like 4 years ago today?
Yeah.
No. Because we asked, who's the guy? Sickman. Are you guys even going to have a game tonight? And he's like, I have no idea. That we made that video right
It was
before
supposed to air on the big screen,
Yes.
and it was going to be a big deal. And nope.
What a crazy thing.
Yeah.
Man.
Teachers across the country are begging parents to stop texting their kids while they're at school. The number one complaint that teachers have about that is it's an unimportant stuff, like, what do you want for dinner tonight?
Oh, I like that question.
But during school.
Oh,
right.
So they're saying kids are constantly getting distracted by worthless texts.
Probably a good chance, too, that it's, from somebody's mom or wife, and then she comes home and then says, did you see my text?
Whoa.
You send me 8 today. Could you be more specific?
Right.
God.
That's the one that absolutely gets me every time.
You need to
You're really
leave.
upset today.
No.
You need to leave.
No, but it's just like, hey, did you get my text? Could you just tell me which one you want me to respond to?
My goodness. Okay.
Oh, that doesn't happen to anybody else. Okay, I'm sorry. You guys have perfect wives and families.
I do.
Congratulations. Oh, good for you.
All right, check this one out. So many questions after this one. A missing Florida woman was found alive and safe on Thursday after banging on the door of a shipping container that she was trapped in.
Oh, my.
Right? Let's just stop there for a second. Think about that. You're trapped inside of a shipping container. That can't be good.
Can't smell good.
Cannot be good, but she was found alive and safe. Here's the craziest part. When asked what happened, she said she didn't know.
Wow.
She said she didn't know.
Didn't know.
Okay.
Oh, what kind of a bender are you on that you just don't realize I'm in a shipping container?
But think of all of the other possibilities where she's into something shady. This theoretically was a punishment. Maybe it was like, hey, we'll just put her in the shipping container. She'll, suffocate in there and she'll be dead in there. Who knows?
Goodness sakes.
And then maybe it's like, well, I can't say what happened because if I say what happened, then they're going to start investigating why it happened. And then I'm going to go to jail for, what if it's a giant cover up because she can't say why she was in there? She just goes out. I don't know. She said, I don't know.
Wow.
Or what if it's like a Muppets Take Manhattan kind of a situation where she got hit by a car and then somebody placed her in a shipping container and then she's got amnesia like Kermit the Frog and then just takes up a gig.
I think that's what investigators are.
That's what they're leaning towards
right now. Yeah.
Oh, man. Another classic Muppets Take Manhattan moment.
Great film.
Fantastic.
Oh, it's so good.
Top 5 movie of all time, according to the American Film Institute.
Is that right?
It actually won 2 Oscars last night.
3.
It won 3?
Oh,
Yeah, they just gave it another one just now.
Okay, I was going to say I went to bed early. So.
Yeah. Did you guys know that all of the sweaters Mr. Rogers wore on his program were knitted by his mommy?
Yes, I did actually.
Did you know that?
Yeah. That
Is that part of the movie?
Yes,
Oh,
it
okay,
is.
there you go. Yeah,
Yep.
right.
The movie's great.
Oh, it's so
yeah,
sad
it's great.
too.
It's good.
Yeah.
It's sad?
Yes.
I haven't seen it, to be honest with you.
Yeah, there's
I saw
moments
on
in
a
it
flight.
that where you're just like heave crying, but I also cry at like everything. So.
Yeah. And you just need an escape from your horrible home life.
Jeez.
Yeah.
You're the one talking about
Don't double down on it, though.
When he was filming Schindler's List, obviously things were pretty heavy for Steven Spielberg. So every week, once a week, Robin Williams would call him and basically do stand-up on the phone for 15 minutes because he knew he was having a hard time.
Jeez.
How about that?
Yeah.
Cool.
That is, yeah.
Hey, where do you think Spielberg lands in terms of the people in our country who have shaped our culture the most?
Right.
I mean, that's a great question.
Oh,
I
good
mean,
job.
top 3 for sure.
I mean, you could definitely argue he's way up there,
Yeah, I
right?
mean,
Elvis is probably in the conversation for shaping the culture.
I mean, Steve Jobs is probably number 1.
I mean, his intellectual property is everywhere.
Yeah, it's such a giant part of almost everybody's life.
His mailbox money just.
Jaws, E.T., I mean, Schindler's List. You talk about, oh my goodness. And there's just, like, didn't he start DreamWorks?
Yeah, he and Ron Howard.
Yep.
Yeah. And then, I mean, that has
doing
multiple
well.
pieces of impact to
Doing
it.
okay. Yeah.
He's doing
Oscars.
okay.
He's doing all
We're
right.
not worried about him.
Oscars were last night. Best Picture went to Oppenheimer.
Yep.
Best Director went to Christopher Nolan for Oppenheimer. Again, I can't believe that's his first directing award.
Corey, I can't remember. Did you see it? Did you see it?
Haven't seen it yet, no.
It
Okay.
is
All right.
so
Yeah, it's great.
tremendous.
Yeah,
The
can't
Well
wait.
done.
I love Christopher Nolan. He's one
It's
of my
so good.
Robert
Director,
Downey
so.
Jr.
That's the
was
thing.
absolutely spectacular in it.
Robert Downey Jr. won
Yeah.
for Best Supporting Actor for Oppenheimer.
But he's
Cillian Murphy won for Best Actor for Oppenheimer. Then Best Actress went to Emma Stone for Poor Things. Best Supporting Actress went to Divine Joy Randall for The Holdovers.
We did end up watching Poor Things last night.
And
Did you get Eld?
Yep. No, she is. She's she is absolutely spectacular.
She's great, dude.
Yeah, she's such a great actress.
Even the way she walks when she's
Yes.
young, and she walks like a baby.
Yep.
Like you can't believe that she's great. She deserved that Oscar.
Yeah, how she gets into that character is absolutely spectacular.
Yeah, really great. And there's a lot of nudity.
There is.
A lot.
Yep.
your thoughts, Mus?
I'm all for the nudity, if that's what you're asking.
Button bar. Worms living near the world's most well-known nuclear disaster zone appear to have developed superpowers and immunity to radiation. In a new study, scientists visited Chernobyl to investigate nematodes, tiny worms with simple genetic makeup, and they rapidly reproduce. The researchers gathered the worms from soil samples, told them to stop getting on for a second, and tested their levels of radiation. Levels of radiation varied from low levels, which would be recorded in large cities, and high levels found in outer space. Scientists then took the worms back to New York, told them, could you stop for a second, please? And did more tests on them. And are finding out even more things that the worms are developing as they've lived through this terrible, terrible condition. Isn't that something? They're what do you call it? Adapting. The worms are adapting to the radiation at Chernobyl.
Well, what if it's just the equivalent of having like a monthly membership to Dark Tan?
Oh, yeah. So it
And the
never
worms
ends?
look
Yep.
great.
They do
Yeah,
look good.
man.
They do look good. God
Man.
only knows. Life finds a way, right?
Radioactive Worms sounds like a movie for DreamWorks.
Or a Ramones record.
Yeah, or as Zaka would say, they're playing the Fillmore on Saturday.
Radioactive Worms, who are they opening for?
They are opening for Brian.
Wow.
Brian?
It's all right.
Try it again. The Radioactive Worms are playing the Fillmore on Sunday. Then they're opening up for who?
Boring Birds.
Boring Birds.
You guys.
That's the title of the podcast.
No, it's not.
You know what? Let's go home and try again tomorrow.
Boring Birds, Kirk. That's a boring bird team. Don't go there. Come here. Go Vikings.
What just happened?
He's talking about Atlanta being boring birds.
Boring Birds.
Now I get it. Let's go home and try again tomorrow.
I'm not sure all of us are going to be allowed to.
Okay, whatever.
Some of
Norma
us
and I are on noon to 3 today.
Wow, that'd be great.
Oh, wow.
Everybody have a wonderful day.
Bye.